this one over here. Let's see how we do with the internet. Hi. Hello, love. How are you? We're in England. This is me with Joseph James.
Hi, everyone.
Who's a fabulous spiritual business coach. Amazing business. You're gonna have to cozy up because they can see you on YouTube, but they can't see you on Instagram. So let's be cozy. This is my amazing friend, amazing business coach, amazing spiritual guy. We're doing a little experiment. We'll see if anybody shows up. So I'm in England for a month, England and France for a month, the month of April. And so 5 p.m. Pacific time is way too early in the morning. Late, I should say, late at night, too early in the morning for me to be doing my Q&A. So I'm doing a Q&A at noon Pacific, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. East Coast Time, and 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Yes, that's what we call it here, Greenwich Mean Time. So it's 8 p.m. here in England. It's nighttime, Sunday night, cozy.
Casual.
Totally casual.
Totally casual.
So we're going to be doing our Q&A on YouTube, on Instagram, and we'll see if you guys show up. But just know, if you're watching this later, that next week it will be at those times, all the month of April, every Sunday this April, it will be at those times. Well, sometimes I'll have Joseph James with me. Sometimes I'll be, who knows where next Sunday I'll be in France.
It's a tune in to find out.
I'm going to be in France, somewhere in France. So, all right. So let's see who we've got and what they're doing. Oh my gosh,
Hi,
guys. We're going to go on Instagram first. I think, let's see. I'm going to put down, what's your, if they want to find you're Joseph James 7.
Yeah, on Instagram, I'm Joseph James 7.
So you can follow him, and he does do some fun videos and answers questions. So you've got some fans out there.
Hi, everyone.
Look at those hearts. Hearting you.
Sending it right back.
They got heart on for you.
How exciting.
All right, so let's see who we've got. Oh, good. Look over on YouTube. There's Divine Hand Palmistry on YouTube, Jim. All right, we're going to look at the Instagram. Well, he's on everything. We're going to look at everybody. Oh, Laperta says, UK fans love the new hour. Yes, because you guys can catch us live. Oh, I love being here. All the Frenchies are here, too. I see some French people here. Melissa, I see you.
Crew.
All the Euros are here. Okay. Oh, Not Buchanan says, getting ready to place a big Parlor of Wonders order. That's awesome. Hope you're having fun bouncing around the world. I am having fun. Amy Winehouse behind. That's Julietta. Hi, Juliet.
Hi, Juliet.
Yes, Amy Winehouse is in the house. Amy Winehouse in the house. Oh, Janet. It's all my English people are here. I love this. This is really fun. I need to be doing it at noon all the time so you guys can shoot. All right. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Hi, hello. All right, let's see what we got here. Melissa says, hey, Melissa, I'm going to see you. I'm going to be coming to France on the 12th. So we're going to have to hook up. The Acadian Witch. Love you guys. Oh, sweet. Juliet, maybe I'll see you if you come see your sister in Paris. That's where I'm going to be. All right. It's like my fam. All right, you guys. So this is my European fam. All right, you guys. So this is the place where you guys ask questions and we answer them. And guess what? We have me answering magical questions. Joseph James can answer business questions, but also can answer magical questions.
Yes.
So let's, don't forget to type in what you're doing. Lynn A729 says, looking forward to a candle class in Denver. Yeah, I haven't even told you guys about all that. So I've got Sacramento coming up. Oh, God, I'm really unprepared. I've got Sacramento coming up at the end of May. Check on my website. Go to my website. On my website, if you go under events/author or author/events at the top and you open that up, you'll see all my events coming up. I'm going to be in Sacramento at the end of May, Denver at the beginning of June. I've got something else coming up later in June. I'm not sure what. I don't remember. Got Dallas coming up in early July. We've got Idaho, Boise, Idaho coming up. All these places coming up. So go check it out. For sure, go check it out. And you'll see where I'm coming. And if you guys are not, by the way, if you are not on my newsletter list, please, please, please go sign up for my newsletter on my site, and you will get the emails from me that tell you where I'm going to be, what I'm going to be offering, how much the classes are, the links, and everything else too. So the newsletter is super important right now while I'm traveling all over the place and going places. Working on New York for September, maybe late August, early September. I've got something going on in Massachusetts in September. So I'm going to be going to see you East Coast guys too. So lots of excitement. All right. So, all right. So let's see what we have. When you are so on top of it, you're always like the first one on YouTube. Hi, Madam Pamita. And law of attraction, how do you radiate love out to a specific person? Thanks so much. So it's easy when you have a person that you like, and I'm guessing that this is probably a question of like a person that you like, but we can also about doing it for a person that you don't like. Or people are annoying. When people are annoying you, how do you send love to them? So let's talk easy first, and then we'll get into that. Maybe influencing them in some way with your love. You can do some grounding, some sitting down, closing your eyes, focusing. Maybe you visualize that person, and you can say, as you visualize that person in your mind's eye, or you think about the feelings that you get from that person, you say, Mary Smith, I send you love and light. I'm thinking of you. That's the easiest thing. Everyone knows how to do that. I mean, that's like, you just think of your friend, or you think about someone you like, and you can send them love and you can send them light. Sometimes though, we have the situation like you kind of had today, where you had a person that was annoying.
Just a bit.
His person that was annoying was not a bad person. It was just, he was dealing with bureaucracy, really, with this institution. Some institution that had some rigmarole that was sending him in all different directions. So I think that's the more difficult one, is when we have people that are, creating some kind of friction, or we're having that. What I like to do myself, my practice with that is I say, first of all, I try to put myself in the other person's position and try to understand their frame of reference and their point of view. I try to put myself into their understanding and say, am I interpreting what is happening in some way because I'm personalizing it? And could it be something else? I think that is a really, really, really powerful statement of breaking down the walls that disconnect us. I think this is a huge thing. When we have a situation where someone is, we're feeling some kind of aggressive feelings or angry feelings or upset feelings, there's a wall that comes between us and that other person. So how can we break down that wall? How can we get rid of that that situation? And I think what you want to say is, could there be some other meaning or possibility for what this means rather than my interpretation of it? All right. Give you a little example of what I mean. If you have a situation where you text somebody and you're like, that person doesn't text you back, normal response would be, what a jerk, they didn't text me back. They're purposefully doing it. They're doing it to, get back at me. They're doing it because they're ignoring me. When I start to find those egocentric sort of feelings coming up, those ego-centered feelings coming up, I start to go, okay, let's keep that in check. Let's keep the ego in check and ask ourselves this. Could there be another reason that that person isn't texting me back? Did they lose their phone? That could happen. Did their phone break? That could happen. Could their phone be out of battery? That could happen. Could they have been so busy that they're like, I'm thinking I got to email back Madam Pamita, but I'll do it as soon as I get a chance, and that they forgot. Sure, there can be all those reasons. So then when we get to those kinds of things where we start to step back and maybe look at something from someone else's point of view, or to get to the place of going, I'm not walking in their shoes. I don't really know what's going on. They haven't said back to me, I don't want to talk to you. So why am I jumping to the conclusion that they don't want to talk to me or that they're ignoring me? So I want to give the other person the benefit of the doubt. I want to look at that situation from their point of view and see what they're where they're coming from. And that is the way that we build bridges. And that is the way that we can send love out to people that are challenging us or bringing stuff up for us. You have anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, I think that's a great point.
James?
I think that, excuse me, whenever there's a situation like that, one of the things that you always have control over is the story you tell yourself. So immediately you might jump into some feelings of rejection, or you might jump into some feelings of an old story from your past, whatever that is. The key is to kind of ground yourself in the present moment and say, you know what, I'm choosing a story that works for me. Or I'm choosing a story that feels really good. There could be a number of things going on right now that probably have nothing to do with me, but what I'm going to do is choose a story that feels good. I don't mean in kind of some, dolphins and rainbows way, like in a practical way. Just
dolphins and rainbows.
You can have that too.
Okay.
You can have that too. But just, in a practical kind of coachy way, I would say what feels good and what doesn't. So to use the example, someone doesn't text you back. Are you going to waste your whole day waiting and telling yourself all these horror stories in your mind that may or may not be true? Or are you going to choose to go, you know what, I'm sending love to this person, or just good energy, whatever it is, and then I'm going to choose to do something that feels good to me. That way you're kind of proactively stepping into a state that feels good, right? Because at the bottom of it all, we want to feel good. We don't want to be sat there staring at our phones and wasting time. So I would say choose your thoughts, ground yourself, and choose to know rather that you can step into a story that works for you rather than all the crazy ones that might be going on.
Yeah, perfect. All right, let's see what we've got on Instagram. Questions on Instagram.
There's loads.
So many. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right. You guys are awesome.
Wave.
Hi, everybody. There's so many waves. Oh, Janet says hi. Okay. Hi from Slovenia. Wow. Everybody in Europe is on Instagram. Hello from India. Wow. Everybody's here. Holiday's been amazing. Iman0583 says, how's your holiday been? It's been amazing. I've seen so many things and I've been posting so many pictures. My boyfriend Manfred is here with me. He's not here, but he's in the other room. We've been running around having an amazing time. Okay, let's see. Can't wait to see you in Paris. Can't wait to see you. Tin Can Tarot says I may be at Pangaea Festival. Will you be there? I don't know about the Pangaea Festival. You have to tell me about that, Tin Can Tarot. I need to know about that. Avon Lady says I went by your bookstore and it was closed. They are closed on Monday, and I don't know if Jen, who runs the bookstore, she's usually there Tuesday through Sunday. She usually comes in at 1 p.m. and is there till about 8 p.m. every day. So you want to coordinate with Marlene if you're picking up something. Email Marlene. Marlene is still there. Bookstore is not closed. Tin Can Tarot. No, my shop is still open. My shop, my little corner of the bookstore is still open. Mail order is still happening. So if you order things online, it's still available. Marlene is still in LA. She's still shipping things out. She's still making everything. Everything is going on. Just no readings with me during this month. That's all. Only difference. Charm going, Madam Pamita and Joseph. Yes. He could have sent them packing with his spell. I don't remember that, what that was referring to. Okay. American Rebel. I'm a Capricorn. Guess who else is a Capricorn? Capricorn's in the house. Represented by the sea goat. My question is, does Capricorn share traits with other water signs like Pisces and Cancer, other water sign? Well, let's talk about the 4 different elements and the 4 categories of the signs of the zodiac. So in sort of alchemy, magic, and a lot of magic practices, there's the 4 elements being air, fire, water, and earth. We divide the signs of the zodiac into those 4 categories. It's one kind of designation, one way that we divide them up. So we have air signs. Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra are the air signs. We have fire signs. We have Aries, we have Sagittarius and Leo. Those are the fire signs. We have water signs, which are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. And we have earth signs, which are Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Those are the earth signs. Now, there are natural friends among the signs. So in terms of like compatibility between different signs, there are some groups of those signs that get along better with others than other ones, right? So earth signs will tend to get along with other earth signs. So Capricorn being an earth sign will get along with other earth signs pretty darn well because you guys come from the same element. So Taurus and Virgo and Capricorn are all sort of like, oh, they kind of understand each other. They're from the same tribe. They get along really well. Then we find the natural kind of complement, the natural friends. So the natural friends of the earth sign are the water signs, right? When we think of earth and water coming together, well, you might think of mud. There's that old Rodney Dangerfield. I was an earth sign, she was a water sign. Together we made mud. Haha. But there is a more complementary idea behind that, which is that when you mix earth and water together, it's like for the earth sign, it's like when the rain falls on the earth, what happens?
Growth.
Things grow. And for the water sign, the earth sign is like a clay pot that can contain all that watery emotion. So those two get along very naturally. For the air signs and the fire signs, those are the two that get along naturally. So every sign gets along, of course, with the other of their ilk, but there's kind of two pairings that we see that are very compatible. So the earth and water signs get along very well. They kind of play together very nicely. The fire and air signs play along very nicely together. Does that mean if you are a earth sign that you can't get along with an air sign, which are the natural opposites? No, you can get along with that. But usually when we see that in matches, we see that showing up, that there's other things going on in the chart and they're able to overcome what may be a natural sort of misunderstanding of one another that happens between earth and air or between fire and water. All right. So your question, as a Capricorn, which is represented by the sea goat, does Capricorn have traits with other water signs like Pisces? I think that Capricorn will sometimes have, what do you think? As a Capricorn, let's ask a Capricorn. Do you have any, do you know what Piscean traits are?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. So let me describe Piscean traits to you,
okay,
and then we'll say if this is you.
Okay.
So Pisces tends to be very dreamy. Pisces is super mystical, creative in a way that is like very deep and very personal. They may be kind of a little shy. Sometimes Pisces is a little shy, very protective of the emotions because you're super empaths. Pisces are super empaths. They pick up every vibe that's out there. Sometimes Pisces can get a little sensitive because they're picking up every vibe that's out there. They can be sensitive and like even emotionally sensitive. Like, you said that and it hurt my feelings. I took it in a way that makes me feel unvalued or,
and then they go into the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the sort of positive traits of Pisces are they're very old, like the old soul energy, although we can find old souls in every sign. They're the oldest sign of the zodiac, so they tend to have that kind of wisdom. They can be very creative, very dreamy, very mystical, great empaths. Challenges for Pisces can be having boundaries.
Yeah.
Challenges for Pisces can be things like being overly sensitive, empathically taking on too much of other people's energy and so on. So as a Capricorn, do you think some of those watery elements of the Pisces in particular apply to Capricorn?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's definitely a good connection with those two. I think at a friendship level, those two can work quite well. Capricorns, I speak for us all, I'm kidding. I certainly feel quite protective of people who are empaths or they're quite sensitive. In a business kind of place, a lot of my any feelings of guilt or feel comfortable having boundaries and things like that. So I think personally that there's a great connection there, as long as there's kind of an understanding. It's kind of like if you're very empathic and you're very sensitive, then I think maybe Capricorns could sometimes come across as quite blunt. I mean, you know me quite well, don't you?
Yeah.
So, I have that kind of that slight side. But yeah, I think there's a great connection there, definitely.
I think there's I think there's a natural compatibility between Capricorn and Pisces. There's certainly this whether I think if someone were a Capricorn, if they had water in their chart and other places, those things would come more to the forefront. Capricorns tend, I would say in general, tend to be a more practical minded sign. They're definitely focused on, I think of them as architects and builders. They're looking, they like to see the plan, and they like to know what's up ahead, and they know, whereas I would say Pisces tends to be more like, I can move in the world in a very flowing, like in terms of friendships or in terms of relationships. Pisces will love to feel the security of the Capricorn who's going to take care of them in that space to have their dreamy, emotional, all their stuff, and their worlds. Like, I can imagine a great partnership, a business partnership would be like, here I'm a Pisces and I'm an amazing artist. But the practical Capricorn will be like, okay, how do we turn this into something that's going to make you money and support you?
And market it. And,
Exactly. And do all the marketing and get you to a place where you're earning money, doing your dreamy thing that you love, rather than, working as a barista or doing something, being an accountant or something that's not your jam. So I think that's how they can really show that in a business partnership, a friendship, or in that way. I think that's going to show up more. So I don't know that Capricorn has, because you're a water goat, I don't know that there's a lot of watery things about Capricorn. I think Capricorn's very earthy. I don't know a lot of Capricorns. I'll take that back. I'll say there's one thing. Capricorns do not like to be judged. They have a real aversion to judgment.
100% true.
And there's a sensitivity there about being judged. Like most Capricorns like to be perceived as good people, upright citizen, and they're not going to be those rebels that go, I don't give a F what you think. Most Capricorns are not going to be that. I think you like to be perceived well, and there can be a sensitivity about how you're perceived. And that may be sort of that watery aspect, but that would be the only place that I would see it showing up. So there you go. Everything you've ever wanted to know about Capricorns, in the Capricorns in your life. All right. So on YouTube, let's see, we've got, hi, Erica. Hi, Vivian. Martha says, I'm getting married in a few weeks. Yay. Congratulations, Martha. And would like to carry a married blessing mojo bag. Any suggestions on how to construct that? Well, that is a great question. So look on, if you look on my site, I'm going to kind of give you some direction on how to get it. If you look on my site, you can see some hints on what kind of herbs to use. There's definitely some herbs that are going to be bringing kind of longevity, happiness. I mean, it depends on what kind of blessings you want to bring to your marriage. Do you want to bring more? I guess you would want to have more love, more stability.
Commitment.
What?
Like commitment.
Commitment. Maybe you would want to have more prosperity. I don't know what sign you are. If you're a Capricorn, you want a prosperous marriage. We're going to be a power couple. So I think depending on what you want, you can kind of find a little bit of a lead. First of all, go to my website and go under instruction, go to the how-to videos, and you will find information about mojo bags on my videos. And I believe there's a how-to guide on mojo bags, and a written how-to guide, and there's a how-to video showing you how to make a mojo bag. So you should be good there. Second thing, you can look at herbs that are aligned with what it is that you want. So you get to pick out the particular herbs that you want to add to your mojo bag, and the oil you want to use on your mojo bag, and so on, by looking up the herbs. You could just click on the top. It says love herbs. If you go into herbs on the shopping section, and you can click love herbs, and it will show you all the herbs for love, and you can look at each of those and see which ones align with what it is that you want, and then order what it is that you want. But off the top of my head, here's what I would say for that. You want to have a commitment. So orange or orange blossom is really, really good for that. Neroli, orange blossom, those are all good for that marriage energy. Basil is a really lucky plant for love and prosperity in marriage, and peace in a marriage, like a really nice one. Periwinkle is great for the commitment level. Lovage is great for that as well. There's a million love herbs. Lavender for like a peaceful, calm marriage. Rose petals for the love being strong. I mean, there's a million love herbs. So you can just sort of look at which ones sort of appeal to you, or kind of have that little, detailed thing that you want to add to your marriage. So that's what I would say.
Would be quite nice, like as a coaching exercise, maybe write out on a list all of the qualities that are most important for you in the marriage you're going into, and then kind of do it according to that. So like if it was a mojo bag for, say, business or any area, make a list of the qualities that are most important for you, because we all value different things, right? We all want, different things to manifest in that spell. So maybe take a very proactive approach and like write it down. So think about what's important for you in your marriage, what you want to manifest, and then
that list, if you want to make that list really nice, you could actually put that list into your mojo bag as your kind of petition paper of what it is that you want to bring to your marriage.
Efficient magic. Efficient magic.
So, okay. So let's see what we've got going on Instagram. Okay. Hi, guys. Let's see if anybody else has questions. Happy Sunday. Enjoy.
Happy Sunday.
So cute. I love seeing the new faces. Hi, Cody. Oh, Cody Carr. Hi. Let's see. We got. Oh, Lynn says Bridget is wonderful. She is wonderful. My assistant Bridget is on the job. Marlena is on the job. Everybody else at the Parlor of Wonders is still there working hard. It's just me who's off goofing off right now. Sort of. That's Twin Spire. 1111. La Perta, La Perta, La Perta. When we do a spell for a specific person, do we keep doing things until we get the results we want, or do we need to forget about it? Okay. So here's what I would say. Depending on the feedback you're getting from it, and depending on the situation, there's a million different situations. So there isn't really one answer to this question, like, it's always this or it's always that. Sometimes we work on something and we need to work on it like step by step. Let me give an example of what you're probably talking about. So you probably, when you're doing a spell for a specific person, you're probably talking, I'm guessing, about a love spell. All right. Let's say we have a situation where we don't have a relationship and we want to have a relationship. The first place I would start would be kind of what Joseph was talking about a minute ago, which is that you want to start to be really clear about what it is that you want. And my recommendation is to go in that place where you are saying what it is that you want, rather than looking at that person as your be all and your end all. So if I see, Mike Smith over there and I think, oh, Mike Smith is perfect for me, but I don't really know Mike Smith very well. How would I know? I mean, there may be chemistry, there may be attraction, but I really don't know what it would be like being with him. So it might be more beneficial for me at that point, when I feel like I'm ready for a relationship, rather than focusing on one person, actually stepping back a bit and being clear about what it is that I want in a relationship, and being open to that relationship coming from wherever it's going to come. Now, it might be Mike Smith, it might be somebody else, but if I'm open about it, then I can invite in the best and the highest, rather than go for Mike Smith and then find out he's not that great, and then go for another one and find out he's not that great, which is sort of what I see happen sometimes with people, where they think they kind of fill in the blanks, oh, I have a really great chemistry with this person. I have an idea of what they might be like, but you really don't know what they're like. And then they go down that path, and then it isn't very fruitful. They go down another path that isn't very fruitful, and they keep trying, and they aren't finding a real love of what they're wanting. So rather than spend down a lot of dead ends, it may be useful to first take a step back and be clear about what it is that you're wanting in a relationship, and sort of opening it up there. Now, a very first kind of step that I would take in that situation is to get people to pay attention to you, to get people to see you, whether it's professionally, whether it's romantically. It's to be seen and to be appreciated. And so that can be the start of you being introduced to many potential possibilities of partners, more than just the one that you are maybe focusing on right now. And having more choices is better for everyone, because then guess what happens? If you have one apple in the store and it's got a bruise and it's looking a little old, but you're starving, you're going to get that one crappy apple. But if you've got 100 different apples that you could potentially choose from, which one are you going to pick?
Not the crappy one.
Not the crappy one. You're going to pick the one that looks beautiful, perfect, blemish-free, looks fresh, looks, ripe and ready to go. that's the one you're going to pick. So if you have more potential lovers out there, I think it's good for you to have it. It helps you to have someone that meets your standards, right? Rather than just settling or picking someone because they're convenient or they're available. Next step then would be when you find someone, you're like, oh, I'm clear in my mind about what it is that I want. I've got these 21 things that I'm looking for. 21 is a very magical number for manifestation. 21 things that I'm looking for. So I'm going to see, oh, this person checks box 1, box 2. I think they're going to check box 3, but I don't know them well enough. I have to get them to know them a little bit more, and so on. Then you can start to do the work to bring them to you. And so you would start to get that person to come forward. Now, here we are at that crossroads. If you're doing spells to get that person to come forward and nothing is happening, that might be a good point to do a check-in where you get a reading done. You see what's going on. Is this a relationship that could develop into something in the future and the timing's just off? Or is there someone else better out there for you and the door is closing on this one because there's someone better out there for you? And that would be an excellent question to go get a reading or do a reading for yourself. You can use a pendulum. You can get a tarot reading with a reader, do something, whatever you're being guided to do. Then if you weren't getting the result may be that the universe is closing the door to direct you somewhere else, or the universe may be saying, hey, you got to do some work on yourself before that person can come to you. And so that isn't a very specific answer to your question because I don't know what your situation is. But when you're asking, do I need to forget about it at that point where you're at that crossroads, where your spell work isn't working, I think getting a reading to assess the situation and being open-minded about what you hear in that reading would be the best direction to take with that. What about you? What do you want to add to that?
I think intuitively, 2 things I think would be really helpful. One is any kind of love work always includes self-esteem work, whether it's on supporting candles or just as part of the petition, that you are coming from a place of self-esteem, right? So you're not feeling this need for someone, because neediness isn't going to attract anything good, is it? And also be open to your spirit guides guiding you in ways that are meaningful. You could be being protected from something, right? Or it could simply be a case of there's other things happening behind the scenes that need to go on. Again, like I said earlier, go into the story that's the most empowering for you. Instead of, it's not happening, I'm annoyed at myself, my spell's not working, you could go into, I know my spell's manifesting on some level, and I'm going to make sure I'm in a really good place with myself, vibrationally taking care of myself, self-esteem, all that stuff. And then whatever happens, it's going to make me happy, isn't it? Because it's not like I have to have this one thing or everything else is going to be crap and I'm in a bad mood, right? I used to do that a lot. But what I find helpful is you can have a specific target in a spell or a specific outcome, but always include self-esteem work, whether it's, a little candle spell for yourself that you're doing as well. Make sure that you're doing self-love so that in the process of it manifesting, you're also coming from that place of, being in a good vibration yourself.
Here's something else I'll add to that too, is when I do spell work, I always add 2 things to it. The first thing I add to it is I say, I want this or something better. So right. I don't want to be limited. Like if you're doing a spell for Mike Smith, I want Mike Smith or something better is a great way to kind of.
Mike might not be the best. Right?
Exactly. There might be something better out there for you. And so I kind of always have that little escape hatch, which means that, hey, I may think that Mike Smith is the best thing in the world, but maybe the universe, because I'm co-creating with the universe, maybe the universe doesn't know better than I that there may be something better for me. And the other aspect I add to it as I go, the perfect outcome in perfect timing. The perfect outcome in perfect timing. Again, that is the co-creation process where you're kind of putting some trust in spirit, putting some trust in the universe and saying, you know what? I really want the perfect love. I really want that perfect outcome. And I am willing to possibly wait for that because there may be something that has to happen on that person's end or out in the universe or even within me that has to happen before that love can come in. And so I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to be patient about it. So that's...
Patience is a virtue.
Yes. So that's the only thing I'd add to it.
Do you think as well, there's often something I think is quite interesting is, we only see things with our with one part of our mind. There might be something else going on behind the scenes you have no idea about, good or bad. And sometimes, you know, that person might not be who they seem. They could be hiding something from you, or they really might not just be the person that makes you happy. And you might need to go through something in your own journey to be more compatible with them or someone better.
Yeah. So there you have it. So I think that, you know, with your spell, maybe add those words, have that understanding and have that trust that it's all going to work out, and add that to it. And that may be what the spell needs. But if you pendulum or with the cards, or get a reading from someone that you know and trust to tell you what's going on with the situation.
It comes from self-love though, right? Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
comes from that
Self-love
place of,
is for sure.
you don't need them.
Exactly. That we're not looking to fill a hole in ourselves, in our heart. We're actually coming from a place where we want to give and receive love, but we're really coming from that unconditionally loving place. And we love ourselves as well, for sure. So Queen Dawkins. Hi, Queen Dawkins, over on YouTube. How can I do protection for my house? It's an apartment and can only do so much. So many things you can do for protection for your house. This is great. Well, do you have an idea about protection? I'll let you start, but I know so many things.
So we're doing this from my apartment right now. And what I do is I have a protection mojo bag above the front door. I also put Madame Pamita's magical, powerful protection oil on all my windows and doors when I clean my apartment once a week. You can also use crystals like black tourmaline. And any kind of magical practice you're doing, I would always say, you know, the best approach to magic is a proactive one. So don't kind of leave things until the last minute and then feel like you need to do loads of magic to clean up a mess. If it's something like protection, you want to keep it like a proactive routine. So maybe once a week, do a nice cleansing, use some protection oils. Madame Pamita's are amazing. Black tourmaline is a great crystal. Praying to your spirit guides and ancestors, please bless and protect this home. Yeah, I guess that, I mean, even, and also maybe candle magic, I would say, is a great one to do. I sometimes just burn candles, you know, almost in a kind of like maintenance, right? Like I'm not waiting for something to happen, so I need to do protection. You want to keep on top of it. So
here's what I would add to that. I think those are all great. Another thing you can do is you can make, you can burn incense in your home for protection. You can burn a specific protection incense if you want, or you can, if you are sensitive to smoke, you can do what I call a smokeless incense, which would be to take like the powerful protection oil, get a little spray bottle, fill that spray bottle with spring water and add 10 or 15 drops of that powerful protection oil, shake that bottle and then spray it around your home. And again, do that like once a week. That's another thing that you can do. A protection candle, powerful protection, vigil candle burning.
I just have to plug, sorry, your oils smell amazing.
That powerful protection oil is everybody's favorite.
It's incredible. And the spray is an amazing idea because you can take that to work with you. You can travel, I think if it's below a certain
if it's small, below 100 milliliters.
Yeah, so what you could do is get Madame Pamita's protection oil, get with them, and put them in spray bottles, and you could keep one at work, you could keep one in your purse, you could keep one even in your apartment, right? Like, so you've always got that on you. And if
don't think that you light your candle on
the plane. So what you could do is just take your spray out and just give yourself a spray, get the energy that you need, done.
Yeah.
And it smells fabulous.
Yeah, and powerful protection oil is everybody's new fave. One I just came out with a few weeks ago, and it smells like frankincense and myrrh. It smells like you're burning incense. It is like this cloud of beautiful protection around you. If you can imagine this beautiful, exotic incense fragrance that is like, it's amazing. So yummy. Everyone goes nuts for it. But it is this really powerful protection surrounding you, or, you know, spraying it around your home. You could do that, or putting it on, like you said, putting it on the doors and windows. Lots of ways you can use oil. Oils are one of my favorite magical tools because they are so cost effective. For a $12 bottle of oil, you can use that oil so many ways. Dress a candle with it, put it on yourself, spray it around your room, you know, etc. Take a bath. Exactly. You can do all these things with it. In that little $12 bottle of oil, you can do all kinds of spells with it and do some amazing magic with it. These are blessed oils. These are powerful oils. They have essential oils in them. They have gemstones in them. So this one has black tourmaline in it. So it has that gem energy. It's so many good things. So definitely something to think about when you're doing protection in your home. And like Joseph said that you could take that and spray it around your office and just say, oh yeah, I'm doing aromatherapy. Nobody knows what you're doing. You could do all kinds of magic with that. So it's a beautiful way to work. All right, let's take a look at
So many questions.
Instagram. Pink Planet Predictions, Capricorn rising in the house. Jenny Gardner says, you kids look fabulous. Thank you. Lee says, hi, watery emotional Pisces with Scorpio moon here, Virgo rising. Oh, you got that good earth to contain all that amazing watery stuff. Love that. Witchcraft Coven, will your oils be available to ship to the UK? I think okay, here's what's going on. We have had an issue in the past with shipping to some countries where the oils get held up in customs. So we say, like if you order something, rather than have your package be held up in customs, we will send the sachet powder, the corresponding sachet powder, so you don't have to worry about it being held up in customs. If you want to know if what the situation is with your country, reach out to Marlene. So if you go onto my site and you go onto the About page and you scroll down, you'll see Marlene down there. You'll see me, then you'll see Bridget, who's customer service, then you'll see Marlene. Give a little email to Marlene and say, hey, what's the current situation with shipping oils to the UK? If she'll tell you if they're being held up in customs or not, because she's the one that knows what's going on with all that. She's the one that pays attention to that. It may be fine, but
it's usually fine. The ones you sent me before
have come through right away.
Through,
oh, okay. So then you can go ahead and order them, and you should have no problem. But if you want to confirm that, go ahead and email Marlene. It's Marlene at parlorofwonders.com. Marlene at parlorofwonders.com. You can find her on the About page. Ask her that question. She'll be happy to answer. And that applies to anybody in any country. If you're wanting to know if we can send the oils, we just put on there kind of as like a boilerplate thing. If you're outside of the US, we ship a sachet powder and substitute sachet powder because we didn't want, there were certain countries and it sort of always is changing. It's always different. So we just said that. But if you're having no problems with me shipping you oils, then go ahead and contact Marlene and just confirm that that's the case. Okay, great. I'm happy to send them to you. All right. Kimberly Myers says, hi, Madam Pamita. Hope your trip is wonderful. It has been wonderful. So many pictures up on Instagram. Go check them out. Can I have multiple altars in the same area? Or is it better to keep them in separate parts of the home if they're all positive? Love, money, Marie Laveau. Hey, one of everything, right? So let's talk about altars and personal altars. I'll let you talk about first.
I have several in my apartment.
Reposition myself, sorry.
Yeah, let's get comfy. So amazing question. I actually have 3 in my home at the moment. I have one where I chant and do sort of ancestor work and stuff like that. And I have another one where I do, which you've seen, spell work and different things like that. So you can absolutely have different altars. I would say the main thing is that you respectfully kind of keep them, nice and you take care of them. But I personally, my intuitive guidance on that would be to make sure that you maybe don't mix the intentions. So if it was like, for example, a prosperity altar, you would want to just stick to that energetically on that space. An altar to someone, or a spirit guide like Marie Laveau, for example, you would obviously do offerings and you would do maybe prayer work or petitions or spell work, but you wouldn't mix certain things, would you? So you would keep altars, in my opinion, of a certain energy.
I'm going to respectfully disagree. I say if you have the luxury of having the space to have multiple altars all over your house, one for each thing, it can be helpful. So I'm not really disagreeing with you. It can be really helpful for, like, this is my altar where I'm going to do all my money work, prosperity work. This is the altar where I'm going to do all my love work. I think those things can be helpful in keeping focus, but they're not necessary. So for example, I have the community altar, which you can all participate in. It's free. It's something I offer to the community. At the Parlor of Wonders, you can go online, go under services, find the community altar. We have all kinds of spells on that altar. We have everything under the sun going on that altar at all times. We have stuff for money, we have stuff for love, we have stuff for whatever going on there. And it's totally fine. It's not a problem. I'm not going to set up 15 community altars for every different situation. We have one community altar. It's the community altar where everybody gets to put their petition, and it's totally fine. In my home, I have one altar where I put all my stuff. I put all my stuff on there. I have no problem with it. The one caveat I would say is I wouldn't, but see, I don't have this problem. I wouldn't do cursing work and blessing work on the same altar. I don't do cursing work, so I don't have a problem, right? There's no problem there. But I have love work on that altar. It's my personal altar. It's all the aspects of my life. So I look at that altar as my personal space to do my work. It's my personal space to do whatever's important to me. So one day maybe, really emphasizing prosperity. Another day may really be emphasizing protection. Another day maybe emphasizing something else. No problem with that. I'm honoring my spirit guides. I have my spirit guides up on that altar. I do have them up on my altar. They're kind of looking over all my work anyway. So I'm much more of like, I look at it as my personal space, and all the things that are going on in my life, that goes on that altar. In the Parlor of Wonders, the altar that I do work for clients, specific client work, it's separate from the community altar. Community altar is in one place, client work altar is in another place. I don't do cursing work, so there's no problem there. We have love stuff on that altar. We have prosperity stuff on that altar, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have the luxury of having different altar spaces for different things, I think that's fabulous. If you only have enough space for one altar in your house, that's great. And like I said, the caveat being, I wouldn't mix cursing and blessing work on the same altar. Those two don't live together very well, but everything else, I would say, if you long as you're doing blessing work for yourself, you can do it all on one altar. But if you can do it on more than one altar, fabulous.
Yeah.
And I think that in your case, you're doing different work at different altars, and having that kind of separate focus is kind of nice. I'm doing all work that I consider personal work, so it all can fit on one altar.
I guess it depends on what works with the person, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you were saying to me yesterday, like if it works for you, do it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not that his way is wrong and my way is right, or my way is wrong and his way is right. It's different ways of working, and they're both, feel right to us. And so same thing for you. What feels right to you? What do you have the space for? And so on. All right. So let's see. We have, okay. I'm going back to Instagram. Hi, Readings by Gwendolyn. It's my friend Gwendolyn, who's an amazing tarot reader. Readings by Gwendolyn. Go check her out. Mm-hmm. She has a beautiful Instagram too. American Rebel says, thank you so much for that. I'm an empath. Yeah. So I pick up on other people's emotions. Yep. I'm a light worker and pray over people. During the cleansing, their emotions pass on to me. I hope you are able to let them go too. Mm-hmm. Wash them away too. You may have some water in your chart in some other area too. You may have Pisces in your chart in some other area too. Okay, here's a good question. Luna Ayub, Madam Pamita, why don't you do Western Union or credit card? I do credit cards. I do credit cards. I do credit cards through PayPal. PayPal, because in the United States, they have a law, and the law is that you have to have protection around people and their credit card numbers. I cannot accept someone's credit card number directly, because what happens if person says to me their credit card, if I were an unethical person, I could take that credit card information and do an identity theft. So the way things are set up in the United States is that you have to have some kind of system of protection for the consumer. For you guys, the protection is for you. Why I use PayPal? It sets up a intermediary. You give the information to PayPal. PayPal just sends me the money. I never see your credit card information. Western Union is notorious for being fraud city. There are frauds that happen over Western Union all the time, so I cannot accept Western Union. So yes, you can use a credit card, but you have to have PayPal to use the credit card. If you don't have PayPal where you live, I don't know that there's
an option on, even if you don't have a PayPal account, you can still use your credit card on there. So
yes.
For example, you might go onto Madame Pamita's website and want to purchase something, and it'll say, PayPal. There's an option where it can say, that you don't have an account, but you could still put your card in.
Yes.
And you get that protection.
Yes. So if you're purchasing something, it will, you'll go through PayPal. I don't know any other way. I'm sorry if your country doesn't have PayPal or doesn't allow you to use it, or there's some other situation going on. It is the U.S. system that has set it up. It's safer for everyone. It's safer for me. it's safer for you because you don't share your credit card information with me. And so that's
And
why it is way it is.
Yeah, and also, being people that, we operate businesses online, we don't want to be in a position where we're in any potential, sticky situations where something could come up. And also we don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable, right?
Yeah,
So
I would never ask for credit card numbers
never
or ever
do that.
ask for that, because I think it puts your information in danger.
Yeah.
So PayPal makes it very, very clean, very clean. I mean, if you have another system, because I do take Square and I do take, what's the other one where they transfer money? Can't think of the name.
We'll put it in the notes.
It's Square and
TransferWise?
no, it's like people do it all the time to send money to their friends.
Swipe?
No.
We're just name checking.
Just name checking.
We're not sponsored.
There's another one. So if you have other systems that do the same thing where you don't give me your credit card information directly, we can use those.
But you shouldn't ever be giving people your credit card number.
Hold that for a second and I'll tell you. Oh, go get it. I'll find it.
So I'm just taking over the show really quickly. I hope you're having a really great day wherever you are.
Never mind. I can't look.
Did you find it? No.
Yes, never mind. I'm looking for my phone.
I'm just managing a show. But yeah, always make sure that you're protecting yourself energetically as well, right?
Venmo. I thought of it. Venmo's the other one. So if you have Venmo or you have Square, talk to Marlene and Marlene can help you, or Bridget, and Bridget can help you figure those out. I have a way I can take money. Those I usually do in person, but it's totally doable.
They can still use their card on the side though. Even if they have a PayPal account. Even
most people can. But if you don't have PayPal in your country and you have Venmo or you have Square, then I can do those. So we'll find a way.
We'll do a spell for you so that happens.
American Rebel says, that's for sure. I'm very critical about myself. That's the judgment thing for Capricorns.
So yeah, I would go into when you catch yourself, because you've acknowledged it, right? When you catch yourself going into self-critical thinking, take a moment, pause. You can imagine a big red X over that thought, and you can say, I now choose to cancel that out. And then again, choose to understand you can step into a different story at any time, right? Yeah. I think we make a big deal out of changing beliefs. Like it has to be this really long process you go through. It has to be years of this. It really doesn't, does it? You can choose just to simply affirm a new story for yourself. So you're saying that you're very critical of yourself. Well, what I would do is say, even though I sometimes can be critical of myself, I'm choosing right now to step into a more loving and kind way of being to myself.
Yeah. Or even saying to yourself, I love you, just simply looking into a mirror and saying, I love you is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful foundational kind of work for self-love. And it's powerful for self-love. So that can be another way to do. All right. So on YouTube, KLB Baraja says, love you. I love you right back. Love you right back. Have fun. Recommendations on how to do an increased chances of pregnancy spell. Okay. So you're trying to get pregnant. The first, and you may have been trying for a while. So the first thing without knowing your particular situation, but in general, the first thing I would recommend doing is doing open roads or road opener work to open up the opportunity for you to get pregnant. Next, I would say do working with green candles, because green candles are fertility, pregnancy, and growth. Those can be done for that. If you wanted to do a specific candle, you could do, for example, the Goddess of Willendorf candle is very much an abundant, beautiful fertility. She's an ancient, ancient, ancient fertility symbol. So if you wanted to increase your fertility, a green Goddess of Willendorf candle, put open roads oil on it, and there you go. Fabulous spell for increasing pregnancy.
Done.
Gonna get you pregnant. Too sweet.
Too sweet.
All right, let's see what we got on YouTube. We just got a few more minutes. The Blessed Bruja, what's great for healing illness? Perfect question. I have a blog post that I wrote about that I'm going to be reposting on my blog. You guys, check out my brand new blog. I just made a posting today, not related to healing, but there'll be one about healing coming up, healing spells coming up. Do a healing candle and then ask that healing candle to bring you the information to the people to help heal your illness. So when we do healing spells, sometimes people are like, I light a candle and that magically my disease is going to go away. Generally, it could work that way, but most of the time what it does is it brings us the people and the information we need to find the healing we need on the material world, because your body is in the material world. And so when we have a healing issue, it's a material world issue. But I'm going to be posting something about that on my blog. So check out my blog. And if you haven't checked out my blog, it's been all revamped. It's all new. I'm an expert on your tango. So it's all taking you over to your tango, which is fabulous. It's like out in the wide world. So go over to my site, Parlor of Wonders, click on instruction, click on Magic Blog, and it will show you the blog post. The latest blog post I had, which is about traveling spells. You're getting ready for spring break, Easter holiday, spring holiday, summer vacation. You want to be safe. You want to have fun when you travel. You want your travel experience to be amazing. So check out these 3 spells that I give you, 3 spells that you can do that are going to help you with all of your travel. I also have another blog post up there, 3 love spells that you can do with stuff in your kitchen. So it's spellorama over there. So be sure to check it out.
Spellfest.
A big old spell fest.
A big old spell fest.
Okay, we have like a couple more minutes. Before I forget, don't forget, you guys, go over to Parlor of Wonders. Check out my author/events page. I've got a ton of events coming up. I'm going all over the country of the United States, and I'm going to be doing some events all summer long. I might be coming close to you, and we could hang out. I could do an in-person reading for you, and I can also do a class. I'm going to be teaching classes all over. You want to take a class with me in person? It would be so much fun to hang out with you. So please go check that out. Vivian says, I'm not English, but I lost my mojo and need help. Not my mojo bag, just my mojo. What should I do? I know it's always happening during the dark moon. Ta and cheerio. Vivian is very East Coast New York, so I love that you're saying ta and cheerio.
I love everything about that. Cleansing work, grounding work, decluttering is a good one. If you feel like you've lost your mojo, I don't know in what area you mean, but I guess your energy, your for life, your zest for life. Do a decluttering, do a spiritual cleanse on yourself, on your space, physically tidy up, and then declutter.
KonMari the hell out of that thing.
Yeah, declutter. Get rid of all the stuff you don't need, all the stuff that has old attachments to it, right? Like maybe old memories, things like that. And then as you're doing that, affirm, as I get rid of these things, I make space for new, exciting energy in my life. And that should bring back a lot of mojo. Yeah.
Does this spark joy? No. Toss it.
Get rid of it. Chuck it.
KonMari your life. All right.
The declutter woman.
Yes. KonMari's a declutter woman. We're going to have a chat about that.
We need to.
I know. No, not that you need to declutter. I heard you talking about it earlier. So I'm all about KonMari. All right, you guys, it was so great to see you guys here. Don't forget, find me. I will be here all of the month of April, coming at noon Pacific time, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Sundays. Every Sunday I'll be here. Joseph James might be with me. Find him, Joseph James 7. At Joseph James 7 on Instagram. You're super active on Instagram.
Yeah, very active.
Tons of great, beautiful memes about really positive stuff. And really, if you have a business or you have a dream of having a business, that could be an amazing thing. Maybe they don't have a business yet, but they dream of having a business. He is amazing. He transformed my business. These many years ago. Yay, these many years ago. Not yo, these many. Speaking of East Coast. Yay. Yay, these many years ago. Years ago, he helped me with my business and transformed my business and changed my life. Yeah. So he's super amazing. If you have a dream about starting a business, or you think you want, maybe one day I'll do this, or you have a side hustle of some kind and you want to make it your main hustle, he's the perfect guy to talk to. So please go check him out, Joseph James 7 on Instagram and on YouTube.
Joseph James. And you can email me info@josephjamesmentoring.com.
Oh, okay. Infoing Joseph. We'll put that in all the comments everywhere. Thank you so much, you guys. Our Instagrammers went away, but our YouTubers are still here. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you again. Same bat time, same bat channel. In probably from France. I will say Paris. I will be bilingual. Bonjour tout le monde. Bonjour. That's about all I remember right now. My French is gonna get it better. I promise when I get there. I'm gonna be forced into it. I'm gonna be forced into it. Je voudrais un café crème, s'il vous plaît. Okay. All right, you guys. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.